Hello, Facebook. I thought I'd change my environment today. I'm not really sure about this environment, but I'm here anyway. So yeah, strange situation last week. We had a customer that wanted to leave us, which doesn't really happen very often. But I've always said, if that's the case, we should always make the transition as easy as possible. Of course, we'd always actually try and do our best to keep the customer, see if there's anything we can do to keep them. But in this case, they wanted an extra bit of service that we couldn't deliver. And although he didn't really talk to us about it enough for us to be able to find someone to deliver it. But anyway, by the by, we couldn't deliver it, so he found someone that could, and so wanted to move. So I said, okay, well, tell us who you're moving to. We'll liaise with them, and we'll make this as smooth as possible. Anyway, I spoke to the person, and they were really aggressive with us. And I'm not just talking about it wasn't physically aggressive with us, but just the general tone when we were talking to him on the phone. It went from sort of asking a question to being quite aggressive, and I just wonder how he thought that would help this situation. So, you know, if you've ever been, I'm quite a strong-minded, strong opinionated person. That's quite putting it politely. But I find in situations that it's better to be reasonable about things, and because you get better answers, and you get a better result out of it. But this guy was just really aggressive, and it just made me come off the phone thinking to myself, what a dick. It's a situation where we're in the same industry, and I always look for other people in the same industry because I want to work with them, collaborate with them. There's jobs we get sometimes that we can't deliver. Maybe they're too big or too small or whatever. So I always look for people, alternative providers, to be able to pass that work to if that's the case. And in this case, I think, well, how short-sighted to react in that way, and just, you know, this is the first time I'd ever spoken to the person, but they were really aggressive in the tone when we were talking about it. So how often do you guys deal with people like come across people like that, whether they're in your industry or not? Is there any time where you've sort of been in a networking environment, or you've been working with somebody and you've sat there and thought, I can't, this is just not going to work. I can't work with this person. They're far too aggressive. It was just unsettling more than anything. I think it's just not necessary as well. I think if you're going to deal with a situation like that, especially if it's somebody coming to the end of a contract, moving to another provider, etc., you should be reasonable and calm and try and make it as smooth as possible. Aggression in business just seems a little bit old school. You know, if you don't do what I say you're going to do, I'm going to be aggressive towards you. It doesn't really feel like it should be like that. And we can all do it. We could all be dicks about it if we wanted to. But I just don't think it's necessary, really. So that's the strange situation we were in last week. Thankfully, I mean, to be fair, when this situation happened, although it annoyed me more than anything, I kind of said to Jack at the time, I was like, let's just get this resolved, because I just don't want to deal with this guy. You know, let's get him moved. And the actual customer, the client involved, we had a great relationship with. You know, I didn't want this relationship to be difficult, and as we were exchanging emails, he was like, I feel like the man in the middle here, but he shouldn't have been, you know, we should have just dealt with it in a reasonable way. But anyway, that was it. I thought I'd tell you about it. I just wanted to see if anyone had anything to say on that matter. I'm happy to hear your stories as well. And that's it for today. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.